on July 7th is nothing to go by. Victory is within reach. Let us keep the fire burning. Let us remind Ugandans everywhere that this is our moment. Let us give, let us mobilize, and above all, let us believe. Thank you so much. Njagala okutwala okusaba kuno okusookera ddala okwebaza Katonda eyatusobozesezza okukola drive yaffe, fundraising drive yaffe yasoose ng'ennaku z'omwezi 7 July omwaka guno gwennyini. Era nga twagala okwebaza President olw'obukulembeze bwe obulungi. Tussaamu nnyo ekitiibwa abakulembeze ba paate era n'abo aba Parliament ne bannayuganda bonna okutwaliza wamu. Twagala okwebaza mwenna bannayuganda abasobodde okuwaayo ensimbi okuddukirira omulanga ogw'enkyukakyuka. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Njagala okwebaza ennyo ttiimu eyalondebwa era yakulembeddemu oluwalo luno kulaba nti tugenda mu maaso n'omulimu gw'okukuŋŋaanya ensimbi. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala bannayuganda. Njagala okubategeeza nti ku lunaku olwo twasobola okukuŋŋaanya cash miliyoni 13.5 n'emitwalo 796 mu cash. Era ne tufuna checks ezaavaamu miliyoni 21. Omugatte kwolwo olunaku twafuna miliyoni 56 n'emitwalo 796. Naye twafuna abatusuubiza baali bangi nnyo, era ng'abo abatusuubiza sente zibalirwamu miliyoni 869 n'emitwalo 53. Owamu abawaayo n'abasuubiza tusuubira okufuna biliyoni 1 ne miliyoni 26 n'emitwalo 327. Ku lunaku olwokubiri twasobola okuŋŋaanya mu cash miliyoni 21 n'emitwalo 19. Ezo zajja mu cash, ate ne tufuna ssente ku mobile money miliyoni 19 n'emitwalo 7 beddu. Owamu omugatte ku lunaku olwokubiri twafuna miliyoni 4 n'emitwalo 89. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala bannayuganda okuwaayo ekigendo ekyokukyusa obukulembeze. Njagala okubategeeza nti kuno okuwaayo twakutandika naye tulina okusoomooza, era tusaba nti abo bonna abeeyama tugezeeko nnyo okulaba nti tutuukiriza tusasule ssente zino. Twaweebwa omwezi gumu okulaba nti tukuŋŋaanyiza ssente ezigenda okututandisa omulimu omulungi. Awo nno mbasaba mwenna nti mwefirize kubanga struggle erina okugenda maaso, era mutuukirize ebyo byonna bye mweyama tusobole okulaba nti tutwala struggle eno mu maaso. Njagala okwagaliza bagraduates baffe omukisa omulungi era n'okugenda mu maaso mu maanyi. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala.
Naye mukubire engalo ez'amaanyi. Sinaba kutunulayo eri mu mpapula sikkirizibwa, naye ayagala walodi meya. Simanyi oba eri amuvuganya, naye eri mu mpapula sikkirizibwa kulabayo. Nibangema nga ndiyo nti ndibambooko. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Kati the next speaker is the vice chairperson of the National Consultative Forum and also our party treasurer. Please come and give your communication. Sajja nogwenyanjudde munene nnyo. Yamyuka abakulembeze ku kakiiko kali akeebuuzibwako batabe batambuza eggwanga ebibiina binnaggwano nga kya National Unity Platform.
Thank you very much, Waiswa. People power. Our power. NUP. Everywhere. Mr. President, our distinguished leaders, our keynote speaker, fellow comrades, ladies and gentlemen of the press, and all of us here. I have been invited to speak about 2 or 3 things, but I'll begin by supplementing the communication of our chairperson of the fundraising committee, the Honorable Ronald Barimwezo, who is doing a commendable job together with his team, and they deserve a hand. I want to thank each and everyone who has contributed to this effort. When we launched this fundraising campaign, we informed the nation that we are doing this in preparation for the campaigns, which I would say have already started, much as the official campaigns are yet to start, because campaigns begin with preparation. And to add on what he has communicated, our target from this exercise is 9 billion Uganda shillings. And if you look at the statistics of the previous campaigns, for example, the report from ACFIM, it indicated that the NRM candidate Museveni, spent approximately 900 billion. Now, when you look at our target of 9 billion, it is 1% of what the other person spent. But our model of politics is different, because ours does not involve bribery, does not involve buying votes and things of that nature, and there is no corruption in our party as compared to theirs. So for us, even with the minimal, if we get 9 billion, we'll be able to run a campaign like never before. So we appeal to the people of Uganda, here and abroad, to support this effort. We are able to finance our campaign and be part of that change that we are talking about. When we are launching, I mentioned that we don't want tomorrow anybody to say, Twarwana. It should be all the people of Uganda saying, Twakorachi, Twarwana. So, ladies and gentlemen, Waiso has introduced me, and rightly so, as the Vice Chairperson of the National Consultative Forum. The National Consultative Forum is the platform that brings together all the political parties in Uganda. And you have heard people talk about dialogue, you have heard people talk about tolerance and discussions about the politics and future of this country. This is the institution where such discussions take place. And I'm Vice Chairperson in exercise of the mandate by the National Unity Platform. This is evidence that all that gossip, all that idle talk from our detractors, that the National Unity Platform does not want to engage in meaningful dialogue with other actors in the country, is empty and false and should be shunned. Number 2, there has also been a discussion about IPOD, membership of IPOD or non-membership of IPOD. Ladies and gentlemen, before, I think last few weeks, IPOD was an NGO. But some mischievous people, because they thought they would compel National Unity Platform to do certain things, went on a mischievous mission of making IPOD an institution of the state of Uganda, and they amended the Political Parties and Organizations Act. But in doing so, they were not very smart. They thought they would compel us to belong to some organization. They didn't know that we are not just in the National Consultative Forum, but we are already the leadership of the National Consultative Forum. So IPOD now is a department in National Consultative Forum. Like if you have a school and a new department is introduced, it doesn't mean that the school has been taken away. So the National Consultative Forum now is being rebranded to say that the parties that are represented in Parliament will be meeting here and a department called iPod, and the parties that are not represented in Parliament are meeting in a different department. So I thought that as the Vice Chairperson of the National Consultative Forum, I should explain this. Number two is the question of public funding of political parties. I think you have had a lot of idle talk from especially the NRM propaganda machinery that NUP does not want to participate in iPod activities but picks iPod money. Ladies and gentlemen, the funding that NUP receives from the state coffers as a creation of the law has got nothing to do with that NGO that people have been meeting in. Number two is that public funding of political parties was not born in Uganda. It has been in existence for very many years ago. In fact, in some countries like America, the conversation started in 1907. Today, public funding of political parties is practiced globally in over 100 countries. But in those none of those countries is funding of political parties tagged to going for meetings and taking pictures with the head of state. Because if there is meaningful discussion and dialogue, you do not need to compare people to come and meet with you. But because they feel that on account of their conduct, meeting with them, interacting with them has become so shameful that they must force people to go and talk with them. So this new creation of comparing people has got nothing to do with the public, but it's just a mischievous scheme to compare us, to go and engage in conversations with them. But like the young people say, now iPod is a department of the National Consultative Forum. And I have mentioned that NUP, which I represent in that forum, is currently the vice chairperson of that forum. So we have a duty to continuously, as NUP, teach those mischievous people that you don't build a country by using underhand methods. But we know that their objective and mission is never to build the country, but to extend their patronage system. But we have a duty then to give this information to the people of Uganda so that they can be able to challenge those lies that are being peddled by the propaganda machinery of the regime. Why is why answer nti bino nabyo byogere mu Uganda? Kati simanyi ani ayagala kumpa maxi z'okwogera Oluganda naye wise bajja kunsasula bwe mbyogera bulungi. Mr. President, n'abakulembeze baffe, and all of you comrades, you mark against. Bwe twalonkinga program eno, twategeeza bannayuganda nti fundraising eno tunoonya ssente za kutambuza campaign. Era ne tubeera ne target nti campaign eno bwe tufuna biliyoni 9 zijja tuyamba okutuuka buli wamu, zijja tuyamba okufuna posters ezimala, zijja tuyamba okulaba nti abantu baffe abamu abalina obusobozi obw'okukulembera naye nga tebalina ssente ngeza nominations tubasupporting. Tukimanyi nti abakenkufu aba research aba Alliance for Finance Monitoring nga twakava mu kulonda kwa 2021 bafulumya report eraga nti candidate Museveni mu kulonda yakozesa biliyoni 9. Kati ffe zino tuli mu kusolooza twagala 1% yezo Museveni ze yakozesa mu 2021. kubanga faba NUP enkola yaffe ya politics yanjawulo ku ya Museveni ne NRM kubanga bo biliyoni 9 baagala za kugulira abalonzi, baagala za kufinancing obumenyi bw'amateeka, naye ffe zaffe twagala fuel, twagala posters, twagala nomination fees. So kyova olaba ffe target yaffe abamu bayinza ogiraba ng'entono, naye tumanyi Abannayuganda be tunoonyamu ssente ku ssaawa zino abangi bali mu mbeera mbi lwa bukulembeze bubi bwa gavumenti ya Museveni. Si bwe kiri? So target yaffe ebyo byonna tusoose ne tubitunulamu. Ensonga so twebaza Abannayuganda abaakavaayo ne bawagira omulamwa guno, ate tubasaba bongeremu amaanyi ku luno ensonga eno tugiguse werina okugwera. Ensonga y'okubiri, Waitwa bw'abadde ampita wano yabategeezezza nti nze amyuka akulira National Consultative Forum. National Consultative Forum ye organ omukago ogw'ebibiina byonna eby'obufuzi mu Uganda. Ensonga ze bazze boogerako nti ebibiina birina okwogera, ebibiina birina okukkiriziganya ku nsonga ezimu n'ezimu, ebyo birina okukola ki? Ebyo bye tulina obyogerera. Era tuze tugamba nti bwe wabaawo ebirina okwogerwako byonna, platform entuufu ye National Consultative Forum. Kati bano abazze nga baagala junafiya nabo batuuse ku level ne bakkiriza nti aba NUP kye babadde boogera kye kituufu, ne baleeta eyo gye bayita iPod ebadde ekibiina kya Buganda kyewa ne bagikola department mu National Consultative Forum. Era ne baddamu ne bakola n'ensobe endala mu process eyo nti ekibiina kyonna okufuna support okuva ku ssente z'omuyi w'omusolo kirina okusooka ne kigenda ne kituula ne Museveni. Okusupportinga political parties nga bakozesa ssente z'omuyi w'omusolo tekitandikidde mu Uganda, kiri mu nsi yonna. We twogerera kiri mu mawanga agasoba mu 100. Mawanga agamu nga Amerika ebyo batandika byogerako mu mwaka 1907. Naye mu mawanga ago gonna genjogeddeko 10 nga kuliko n'amangi agali mu Afrika, teri awali akakwakulizo nti ekibiina okufuna support okuva mu state coffers kirina okusooka ne kigenda meeting ne kyekubya ebifaananyi n'oyo ali mu ntebe. Naye abaakuno kubanga bamanyi nabo ndowooza nti kiswaza okutuula nabo n'okwekubya nabo ebifaananyi nga kisinziira n'eyisa embi gye bazze beeyisaamu, balabye nti bwe batateekako obukwakulizo obwo abantu tebajja kukkiriza kutuula nabo, so ne baleeta akakwakulizaako bye tuwakanya kubanga bagezaako okunafuya idea eyandibadde ennungi, bo ne baagala kuyisaawo ebyabwe. So kansuubire nti ngezezaako okinyonnyola bulungi no mu Luganda. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala.
Togezaako okoze bulungi. Thank you so very much for that elaboration on different aspects. Without wasting any more time, allow me invite Doreen Kaija, the rector of our NUP School of Leadership. A student mwongere engalo ez'amaanyi. And she will take us through this segment.
Thank you. Thank you. byabakulu pozinga mwaka wakongo byakumulimu. Your Excellency, our keynote speaker, Dr. Jimmy Spire Sentongo, Deputy President of our party, the leader of our parliamentary front, the Secretary General, all leaders of our mighty party, the facilitators of the National Unity Platform School of Leadership. That hand clap for them. Yeah, our dear graduates of today, our parents who are together with us, comrades, colleagues, and compatriots. It's great to be here today. The first people who are before me, this is a great day, Your Excellency, to see that as the School of the National Unity Platform, we yet again gather at our party headquarters to celebrate this fruitful moment of these people that we have. I will go back right from how we started this year, not the first cohort. In January, we opened up a call for students who wanted to join the National Unity Platform School of Leadership. And in that regard, there was an online application and physical applications that were open for everyone. I'm happy to report to you, Your Excellency, and our keynote speaker, that we had over 200 people who applied. It is fortunate or unfortunate, we only had 170 who were successful during us that time. And not that whoever didn't qualify was not really in position to be with us, but because of sometimes the space and what we can accommodate for an intake. And today, it is great that we have a total number of 149 graduates who are yet to be certified. And that is only for the people who have been attending classes physically. We tried to have the school move beyond the walls of Kamocha, looking at the people who live in the diaspora. And I'm happy to report to you that we have over 30 people who will be graduating with us today. And I think we have our comrade Matovo who will be representing the diaspora team. Thank you. I want to give in my appreciations also, mainly to our dear facilitators. Please, for a few who are here, you can stand up for recognition, and we appreciate you highly, kindly. Yes. Thank you. Please, thank you very much. I know as a school, yes, Madam Sarah. I know as a school we are highly indebted by your efforts. Every day, when this team here is called upon, I think the Secretary General should also be getting to stand up because he's part of the team. Yeah, yes. So really, I want to appreciate you on behalf of the National Unity Platform School of Leadership. We are indebted of your hard work, of your commitment, of your passion, and the sacrifice that you make every day to see that that place is running. We appreciate you, please. Thank you. Thank you. You can kindly have your seats. Thank you very much. I want to appreciate the President, the President's office, the Secretary General, the Secretary General's office for their continued support towards the school. And I want to say, of course, within this cohort when we were running, we had a time when the school was invaded. And of course, it was vandalized by the people who hold state power today, using soldiers who bear our national flag on their shoulders, dressed in our attires of the country. They invaded the school and also took away with everything, the properties, and also the place was damaged. But we are grateful that the party leadership didn't relent. They continue to offer in support to see that there is continuity of that school. So we want to appreciate you, please. Thank you very much. Allow me to appreciate this team, the students. I know it's not been easy, as many may think. It's been a toil. Sometimes you've had it on a hard way, when you come in late, when you do things which are out of the conduct of the school. It's been very, very hard. It's been tough. But I want to appreciate you for your teamwork. I want to appreciate you to see that you've upheld the spirit of growing and trying to be the leaders that this country deserves to have. I want to appreciate you for that. Mr. President, and our keynote speaker, among those people there, we have had people who have been coming from very far. And I want to mention there is a gentleman who used to come from Kasesa for the 3 days and then he would still go back. And that is Muhindo. Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you very much. I want to appreciate your full efforts that you've put in, not for just yourselves, but to see that this country can at one point have the best of leaders that we deserve to have. I know that I've not worked all alone. I have people that have been at the school, right from the gate down to the sanitation. I know the place has always been clean. We should appreciate that team for their work. They have been there for us. I will not talk so much, but I want to give a word to you, our awardees of the day. I know that today you're getting out of the walls of the school. I believe that the purpose of that school was to see that you can be the representative, the ambassadors of this multi-party, to see that the revolution to which we align ourselves to, or we align ourselves to, can be a realization. I beg of you, please be the best ambassadors of the school and of the party. Go speak, preach, and hold people who are out there to have information. The strongest weapon the guy who holds power has at his display is ignorance of our people. Please, go and fight. Go and spread the gospel truth of change. Thank you very much. You will allow me at this very juncture to call upon the three people who are meant to speak on our behalf to kindly step forward. Basitude ebitabo bingi simanyi oba obudde bwonna banaabufuna. Okay, so of course as a school we've tried to leave along just the training. We've always been requested that let it not be just an environment where people come, get trained and move out. We've involved people into critical thinking, and they have come up with a specific or a special document that will be offered to the leadership of the party as an alternative document or policy. Thank you very much. I will go. Who goes first?
Your Excellency, the President, Guest of Honor, Leader of Opposition, Secretary General, members of Delegate Conference, members of National Unity Platform, members of National Executive Committee, all leaders at various levels here, my fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon. It gives me a great pleasure to speak to you all this afternoon. Your Excellency, the President, my name is Nadamba Shile, representing Class A. I want to take this opportunity to thank you all. I want to take this opportunity to thank the management and Knox School of Leadership for choosing me out of the many to speak to you this afternoon on this occasion. Thank you so much. Your Excellency, the President, fellow graduates, I want to thank you all for reaching this milestone today, this Friday, July 11th, 2025. History indeed has been written today. Fellow graduates, join me to put our hands together to thank His Excellency, the President, for deeming it fit and thinking wise for coming up with the idea of initiating the opening up of Knox School of Leadership in Uganda's politics. Thank you. In the same vein, I wish to thank our coordinator of School of Leadership, Madam Kaija Dori, for his wise counsel, idea, and guidance towards us. His expectation leadership has made us who we are today. Ladies and gentlemen, the fruits of academic year 2024-2025, in the name of graduates you are seeing today, are as a result of effort of various tutors and facilitators who have played a critical role in educating us. I wish to bring to your attention that in our learning experience here, we have studied 6 course modules, namely Knox philosophy, political and constitution history, governance and civil rights, communication skills, pathway to political change, and leadership in action. That cocktail of training has acted as a trigger and an eye-opener to us. It has further enlightened us of our law to overthrow the military junta who has oppressed this country for so many years. As the saying goes by, one philosopher, Aristotle, education of the mind without education of the heart is not education. Our hearts and minds have been charged to fight for political change in reference to Article 2 and 3 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda that empowers the citizens to fight and defend their constitution. Our learning experience here has been a holistic one, where we have not remained the same as we were. Before acquiring this training, we were so low. But this institution of Knox School of Leadership has created an environment that has exposed us to new friends, connection, and has further created a learning environment of human behavior. Since most of us here come from different walks of life with different behaviors, our stay here has been fruitful with results of patience, tolerance, persistence, resilience, and discipline. We have been equipped with knowledge of leadership, skills, and some of us here are going to contest as candidates in our respective electoral areas. It is further to note that an army led by one lion surrounded by 100 sheep can defeat one led by one sheep surrounded by 100 lions. Mr. President, that knowledge across our learning experience that has equipped us with values of the party and philosophy. Your Excellency, the President, and fellow graduates, leaders are made but not born. We have been prepared and baked into steady leaders. It is right to note that in history of leadership, the world has never witnessed an impactful and strong leadership like that of King David. We are blessed to be in this generation led by you, Your Excellency, Mr. President. In my conclusion, as per Alan Bloom, education is the movement from darkness to light. Your Excellency, indeed we have seen the light. Fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen, with these remarks, we need to rise up and fight for good governance. Thank you for listening to me.
Okay, good soldier! Hey!
People power, our power, Your Excellency, our Chief Guest, Robert Chagulanyi Ssentamu, Keynote Speaker, Professor Jimmy Spire Ssentongo, respected leaders, fellow graduates, and distinguished guests, you are most welcome. I'm representing Class C, those are elected leaders. Today marks a proud and memorable limestone in our journey as young leaders. We joined National Unity Platform of Leadership with desire to learn, to grow, and to better understand our role in shaping a just, free, and democratic Uganda. The National Unity Platform School of Leadership has not only equipped us with knowledge, but it has also strengthened our courage, sharpened our vision, and reminded us that leadership is not about power, but it's about service. Let us go out as ambassadors of truth, justice, and people-centered leadership. Let our communities see in us the love of our country. Dear Mr. President, we are ready to continue the fight of New Uganda. I'm Makula Vicky, Woman Councillor, representing the great people of Najana, Nkumbi 1, LC3, Lubaga Division. Thank you.
Okay, she just landed, never mind. She just landed.
People power, our power, viva NUP, viva! Viva NUP, viva! Viva Chagulanyi, viva! Viva President, viva! Uwe! Hello. Our dear esteemed guests of honor, distinguished guests present, good afternoon. Your Excellency and Chancellor Sir Robert Chagulanyi Ssentamu, we can't afford enough to repay your benevolent generosity, welcoming Mother Uganda with open hands. We can't take this given free opportunity for granted. We are ready to preach and move the revolution to the next level. All we can say, asante sana, yongeza tena. To the General Secretary and the entire NUP executive leadership, thank you for creating space that has enabled grounded leaders. To the most loving, caring, educative, tough, passionate, real Madam Principal Kaija Doreen Attain and entire administration present of the Might School of Leadership, thank you for the mentorship, standing the test of shaping and carving the country's dead wood into fine instruments of change. Asante sana. By name's Rotarian Engineer Lutuama Peter, from the professionals class of 2025. To the graduating class of 2025, a new dawn for our nation. Fellow graduates, comrades and defenders of truth, today is not just a celebration of academic achievement. It is a declaration of intent. It is a statement that we are not only scholars, we are sentinels of a better tomorrow. And as members of the National Unity Platform, we do not graduate merely to careers. We graduate into a revolution of purpose. We have studied modules for communication, pathways to political change, governance and civil rights, plus leadership, only dimly by injustice. We have written assessments under the shadows of fear. We've walked always patrolled by systems designed to suppress voices like ours. And yet we are here, standing, graduating, and rising. Let this moment remind us of one thing. We are not powerless. We are prepared. A revolution is not born with bullets. It's born with belief. It begins when a student refuses to be silent, when a mother refuses to give up hope, when a youth once told you are nothing, stands up and says, I'm the future. That is the revolution we speak of, not of chaos, but of clarity, not of violence, but of vision. Uganda does not need another dictator. Uganda does not need another dictator. A revolution is not born with bullets. It's born with belief. It begins when a student refuses to be silent. When a mother refuses to give up hope. When a youth once told you are nothing stands up and says, I'm the future. That is the revolution we speak of. Not of chaos, but of clarity. Not of violence, but of vision. Uganda does not need another dictator. It needs disciples of democracy. Uganda does not need fear. It needs fierce hope. And hope is sitting right here in this crowd, wearing these gowns, raising those fists, and dreaming impossible dreams. But dreams without discipline are dangerous. So let us be strategic. Let us be organized. Let us build. Let us vote. Let us speak, and let us lead. Let us return to our communities, not with certificates, but with demands. For education that empowers, not indoctrinates. For jobs that dignify, not exploit. For leaders who serve, not steal. Let our revolution be led by love for our country, for each other, and for the generations yet to come. Fellow comrades, this is not the end of our journey. It's ignition time. Let the revolution The revolution is not an apple that falls because it is ripe. You have to make it fall. We are the children of resistance and the parents of change. We are the generation that will no longer ask for permission to be free. So rise, NUP family, march boldly, speak loudly, organize wisely. And never ever let anyone convince you again that your voices do not matter. Because the future is not waiting, it is watching. And we are ready to move the revolution. People power, our power, viva NUP, viva, viva Chaplin, viva,
Hello. Thank you so very much. Before you go, Mr. President, as they discussed earlier, they have an alternative policy that they would want to hand over to the party. I don't know the Secretary General, how does that go? Okay. You will, Mr. President, you will come and receive the policy from our people.
Good afternoon, everyone. Your Excellency, I'm humbled to stand before you as a graduate of the NUP School of Leadership. I take this opportunity to hand to you this document of policy alternatives drafted by a couple of members of our class. These are views and ideas that we have suggested to transform Uganda. I take this opportunity to hand this document to you, sir, and we pledge to the nation that we shall work on this to deliver Uganda into the future it deserves. Thank you very much.
They will have the picture, the three of them, as they spoke. Join here. The ladies first, then you close. Right there. Let's have that. People power, our power, NUP, Kaija, you left yourself out, please. Let's have Kaija also with the team. People power, our power, NUP. Thank you so very much. You're most welcome. Abana basomye tebasomye mubawulidde tebatawanye natuvunulira naye olunyanyi mbe bakoze ki balwogedde. Thank you so very much. Kaija, are you concluding or you've concluded?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, the representatives, and thank you for the English. As we come to the conclusion of this has been a cocktail of different students. We've had engineers, we've had musicians, we have Sebunya, yeah, Sulaima, Sebunya, yes, Dax Cartel, yeah. We have journalists like Jonah. Yeah, I want to say thank you guys. And congratulations. I want to wish you the very best. Thank you very much.
So, without wasting any time, let me invite my boss, the leader of parliamentary business, and party spokesperson to please come and give us a communication. You're most welcome.
Aiswa, the graduation yange yawedde yali last week kati ompise kwogera kuki. yakusoma people power, our power, NUP, everywhere. Mr. President Oluzungu balwogedde olungi, kakati kanjogeremu ku Luganda. Nimba mutegera Luganda mmwe. Bwana amwogera Luzungu lwokka. For the benefit of the foot soldiers, let me begin with English because they understand English very well. Kati mwabali eyo afterwards mujja genda mu bano babanvunulire. So as I was saying, Mr. President, colleague leaders, our graduates, I'm told you came with some of your parents. We do appreciate you and everybody else. I want to congratulate all of you who have been through school for the past couple of months. Thank you for taking off time to study, to add value to yourselves and to this struggle that we are doing. You see, education is in various forms and shapes. Sure, Dr. Spire will tell us, hopefully. You know, there's the education you attain when you go through a formal structure. You go to a university like at Makerere where Dr. Spire teaches, and you study a diploma, a degree, a master's, PhD, and you get a transcript. There's education that you attain through short courses like the ones you have attained through our NUP School of Leadership. There's education that we get through this school called the world and life. And that's the lifelong education that we attain. And hopefully, we get to learn and become better citizens and all of that. But I want to congratulate you. Thank you for taking off time to better yourselves. You see, for me, as far as I am concerned, we are ready and we have got what it takes to run government. At all levels. At all levels. Because you see, sometimes people think, you know, it is okay when the top is good. Our president is a lawyer. We have several educated people, Harvard and so on. It's a graduation, Muzidaba. That's a good thing. But we don't want it to be just at the top. At all levels. Because you see, we need leaders at all levels in this our country. And so from what I see, we are ready to run government. So people who had any doubts, are these people ready? Do they have what it takes? We are here and we are ready. People came from the bush, they didn't know what to do, they could not speak the English you're speaking, they had not even a single qualification. But for us, we have said, let's get ready. So that it's one thing to remove this regime, which we are going to do very soon. It's another thing for us to successfully run government, and this shows that we are ready to run government, to change this country, to better the trajectory of our country. And that's what we are doing. Nelson Mandela once said that education is the most powerful weapon that you can use to change the world. That is true. And maybe that's why this government has refused to focus on education, because uneducated people are very easy to rule over. They're very easy to manipulate. We have always made the case, UPE, Universal Primary Education, which is supposed to be a good program. Capitation grant that is given money to run the schools, to cater for the educational needs of each child, is 20,000 shillings. Not per week, not per month, not per term, per year. Just think about that. 20,000 shillings allocated to each child as capitation grant in the UPE schools per year for the whole year. And somehow that child is supposed to compete with schools, private schools, the good ones and so on, to compete with the rest of the world. Not just locally here. It cannot happen. And that's why we remain raw, we remain in a vicious cycle. And for us in our alternative policies, we have always said, let's increase this capitation grant. If we are serious about educating this young generation to become the kind of leaders we want them to be, let's push it up. In fact, for us, we have said at the bare minimum, let's multiply it by 5 at the bare minimum for a start. So it is still at 20,000 shillings. That's why we have said severally, let's pay all teachers very well, not some teachers. Because what government decided, let's pay just the science teachers well. How about the arts teachers? The arts are important too. Because they're all teachers, they've qualified similarly, they teach the same man hours or woman hours. Let's pay all teachers well. Because when you don't do that, these teachers, they become lethargic. You can force them to go to class, as was the case, because Mr. Museveni called them to State House, intimidated them and said, go back to class quickly. And the poor teachers have gone back to class. But they're not teaching as they should be teaching. They're not passing on the knowledge they should be passing on. Because they're not well motivated. So they will lead us, yes. They will hold chalk. And they will not pass on the right content to these children. So all of those things affect education. And so this government is deliberate about frustrating education. Because when people remain there in that state, research has told us that children who are in P7, in UPE schools, they cannot do P2 work. That's a research that was conducted by an entity called WEZO. Children who are in P7, UPE schools, they cannot do work of P2. But they're in P7, and then they'll go to secondary and so on. So they remain shallow. That's what we want to change. That's what our government is going to change, very deliberately, so that we become a better country. So that people who are educated can challenge leaders. Because when you're not educated, you've been seeing Mr. Museveni moving around. Those poor people, at whatever age, elderly, they will kneel down and he gives them an envelope, which has, I don't know, maybe 50,000 or that kind of thing, whatever amount. But somebody who is educated, somebody who knows the value of them being a citizen, will be challenging the leader and saying, no, before you give us those envelopes, where are the roads you promised us? Where is the good healthcare? Where is the good education, infrastructure, service delivery, and so on and so forth? So that's what we want to do. And we have begun it here. So we congratulate you once again. Katebusogera Luganda bannange tembitegedde wamma kale just kandoogere ku lw'abana abali eri abazadde bamanyi oluzungu ngamba abali wali bannamawulire twagala okuyozaayoza abasomi banne mwebale kusoma yoge okusoma kikulu nnyo era ndabamu abantu bangi ndabala abakulembeze abamu abava mu nakawa west mwebale kusoma mwemirire kale pulezidenti alabe nti abenakawa tusoma obalabye pulezidenti obalabye abo bakansala abafa basomye mwebale butatuswaza ekyokusoma ekyokuyiga kikulu nnyo ate okuyiga tulina okimanya nti okuyiga waliwo okuyiga okubeera mu kiraasi university nakino okola degree masters phd n'ebirala ne waliwo n'okuyiga nti ogenda kubangulwa nti eno koosi gye musomye oyinza obutagiteeka ku CV yo nekuweesa omulimu naye kubangudde tekulese kyekimu balebe eno ne ku CV muziteekeko tomanya nja kutuuka mu ofiisi omuntu ategeere nti ntambuza emirimu gyaffe nga NUP bwanalabako kakoosi ajja gamba ono gwenjagala ono abimanyi. Tubayozaayoza mwebale kuwaayo kaseera bwobeera omukulembeze kirungi okusigala ng'otambulira mu kumanya kubanga okumanya tekukuma otuuka ekiseera n'ogamba nti kaakati nze nkikubye nnyo abo bootandisa okwonooneka tulina tambulira mu kumanya mu kwongerako mu kwongera okutegeera ensi nga bw'etambula. Nelson Mandela yagamba nti education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Nti okusoma oba ebyenjigiriza kyakulwanyisa kinene nnyo ekisobola okukozesebwa okukyusa ensi. Ate nga kituufu kubanga abantu baba nga basomyeko nga bayigirivu bibeera byanjawulo, eggwanga eryo libeera lyanjawulo nnyo n'engeri gye balondamu n'engeri gye basalawo engeri gye bateeka abakulembeze ku nninga ebeera yanjawulo. Kyovudde olaba oba oliawo gavumenti eno ebyenjigiriza tebiteekako nnyo ssira. Tubeereyo mu palamenti nga tubiyombako UPE Universal Primary Education kibayita capitation grant, zino ssente zigenda kuyisa omwana ono mu ssomero ebyenjigiriza bye naki buli mwaka buli mwana bamusasulira emitwalo 2 omwaka gwonna. si wiiki si mwezi si ttaamu omwaka gwonna. Kakati gwe teebereza emitwalo 2 omwaka omulamba, oyo omwana gwe basuubira nti ajja kutuula ebibuuzo bye bimu n'abagenda mu masomero agali wano e Kampala. Oyo mwana gwe basuubira nti ajja kusobola okompiitinga n'abaana abali mu nsi endala zonna, mu nsi yonna. Tekisoboka, kyobuloola tusigala tuli mabega. Ne tugamba nti abasomesa bonna basasulwe bulungi. Gavumenti yo yagamba nti tujja sasulamu abasayansi bokka, ate abalala aba arts bo si basomesa, bo tebasomesa ssaawa ze zimu, tebatula mu classroom y'emu. Of course kyeyakola Mwami Museveni n'abayita n'abakangakanga awo, mutagende mu class tujja bagoba. Bambi abasomesa ne batya, aba arts ne baddayo okwekalakasa ne bakuyimiriza ne baddayo okusomesa. Naye ebyaddala bw'obigoberera, abasomesa bali mu kibiina naye tebasomesa nga bwe kirina kubeera, kubanga tebali motivated, tebajja kuwaayo buli kimu ekibalimu okusomesa abaana bano obulungi, kubanga si basanyufu. Kati bajja kusomesako bya mpola mpola, kati golowooza nti bali mu kibiina basomesa naye ng'ate tebasomesa. Kati obudola baffe tugamba ebintu ebyo tulina okubikyusa, gavumenti yaffe egenda bikyusa, tuteeke essira ku byenjigiriza, kubanga abantu abasomyeko abayigirivu tebajja kukola nga bino omuze mulamu wa Museveni alambula n'agenda okulambula abalina obubizi, abalina obukoko 3, bambi abantu abaavu najja n'afukamira n'amuwa ebbaasa erimu ba mitwalo 5 oba mmeka. Kati omuntu asomyeko abagamba nedda saagala bbaasa yo, njagala luguudo, njagala mu ddwaliro, twagala mirimu g'abavubuka. Kati kyobuloola abatubeezaawo ffe kyetwagala kikyuke, ng'abantu bamanye ekyokukola, bamanye ekyokubanja abakulembeze baabwe, si just bbaasa bwe twagala okusomoka. Era pulezidenti njagala kugumya nga tumaze okutwala obukulembeze, ate ekyo nga tekiri wala nnyo. Tulina obumalirivu, tulina obusobozi obuddukanya gavumenti, kubanga tekikomenda ku bakulembeze nti buli bafuna zi masters ne tuzifuna aba Harvard naki. Twagala kireme koma ku bakulembeze ab'oku ntikko. Ffenna tubenga tumanye ekyokukola. Kubanga pulezidenti ng'ali mu State House si abeera akulembera yekka, abeera n'abakulembeze ab'enjawulo. Kati kino kitulaga nti ffe tuli ready okuddukanya gavumenti. Twagala okusobooza abalala, namwe mujje musome tulabe nga eggwanga ligenda maaso. Congratulations again.
Kama wange mwongere engalo ez'amaanyi. Naffe aba media tuli basanyufu nti mu ssomero Jonas webale kusoma, yimirira abantu bakulabeko. Yimirira leero alina mutaayi, ali mutaayi naye yasomye, so buli muntu alina eddembe okulaba nti ayongerwako kyasobola okukola ki okwongerwako. Mr. President and the Secretariat, I will indulge you just for a minute. These graduates forgot just a small act. Please mujje mugabe ekirabo kyammwe ekyo mu ddakiika emu tugende ku programu endala. Temugenda funa mukisa gwa kwogera okujjako okusoma nti kati gwe nno ekirabo naawe nno ekirabo.
So much. The President, Deputy Presidents, the Leader of Opposition, Secretary General, the leaders around, fellow graduates, parents and everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Irene Kaija Min. I was the treasurer for Class B, acting treasurer for Class B. And I've been honored to give these gifts out very, very fast. To begin with, we have a gift for our dear coordinator, the NUP School of Leadership. Where is she? Miss Kaija Doreen, you can come forward for our very simple and beautiful gift. Thank you so much for everything you have been doing for us. We pray for you. Feel appreciated in all ways. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Our second gift goes to Razak Dalil. Where is Razak? We have a gift for you, Mr. Razak. That man wouldn't allow us to even hold phones in class. He would always be near the window. So feel appreciated. Thank you so much for everything you do. Feel appreciated. Humbly appreciated. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Feel appreciated. And our last gift goes to Mr. Kabanda, the security officer. Kabanda Zoe. Kabanda Zoe. Yeah, Kabanda would make sure once principal says it's 5 p.m., even if you come at 1 minute past, you'd go back. So thank you so much. Feel appreciated. Gifts from Class B professionals. Thank you.
Nange kino nakireetedde President okuva e Jamaica. Mr. President, nkuleetedde ekirabo ekyokunjigiriza okusoma. Ekyo nakijja e Jamaica.
Kino ekyaffe ekivudde mu class A, class y'aba foot soldier. Tukireetedde coordinator waffe Madam Kaija nga tumwebaza olw'okubeera maama n'atulera bulungi paka we tumaliriza. Thank you so much. Ate ne baasa tugenda juwa foot soldier munnaffe yamenyeka okugulu nga bagenda eyo mu ttuwa bamutomera okugulu ne kuvaako seruga. Era essaawa zino era akyali mu struggle wadde yavaako okugulu, Mr. President. Muzoganyi wa Paul.
People power, our power. Let me invite our Deputy President, Northern Region, to come and take the honors of inviting the President, who will invite our Deputy President, please. I want to thank the organizing committee of this place, the executive secretary of the president, Sarah Mukubireko Mungalo, okutuyotera n'akakiiko ke konna manyi nti ali wala waliyo n'ebirala bye tuteeseteese temuvaawo nga tetukoze eki tetubibawadde naddala ba student twabalowoozezzaako mu ngeri ey'enjawulo.
Oritia! 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 Kunga School of Leadership, Kunga! Kunga Doreen, Kunga! Kunga MUP, Kunga! Your Excellency, the de facto and de jure President of the Republic of Uganda, it's not only the love people are showing you, it is that you inspired us across generations. You inspired us across the geography. You even demystified geography because you went virtual. You have gone spiritual. Who are we on behalf of the deputy presidents from the 4 regions? Inspired by the truth that as my generation sent fear to respond to fear, you led a generation and lead a generation that has sent hope to open the door for fear. And fear has run away. I've seen it, I've touched it. Yes.
You have instilled and created and reincarnated the likes of Martin Luther King Jr. As they were speaking, I was walking through mentally, emotionally, that generation. I couldn't cry. We can't now cry because you are the Martin Luther King Jr. multiplied many times. What can we say? Today we can't say. We have been ignited, we are on fire, and we are ready to move. Olecho, nzikiriza. Kankutwala obude buno, n'emikisa gino, bana Uganda yenna fenna, mu online ne physically, tulinda olwaleero. Era ddala okuva wano n'amaanyi eyo tugende wa kubanga ffe tumanyi tulaga naye gwe okulembesa waffe era ddala we believe in you, we trust in you, you inspire us. You are excellent. May I have the honor to invite you. Nzani.
People power! Our power! NUP! Everywhere! Woritia! Kunga Uganda, Kunga Mama Zebriga, Kunga School of Leadership, Kunga. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please take your seats. Madam Deputy Presidents from Western Uganda and from Northern Uganda, our dear guest, Professor Spire, fellow leaders, members, ladies and gentlemen, I salute you today. As a matter of fact, today, I don't have so much to share with you. I'm only here, just like the rest of us, to feed from the cup of wisdom of Professor Spire, a man who we admire from a distance, but we are honored to host you for the first time today, and we hope to host you many more times in the future. However, before I invite you, sir, today I must make this comment. Looking at these amazing people passing out again from our School of Leadership throws my mind so many years ago, so many years in that very ghetto of Kamocha. That place was a hangout place for ghetto youth, from their border works, from their car washing works, and those others who would come from their wallet snatching escapades. That is a ghetto where many of us would meet. I was one of them, but I had got the rare opportunity to go to school, though not substantially. So in the year 2016, I made a conscious decision to go back to law school. And that's where I met that man with the bald head called David Lewis Lubongoya. But everything that we learned in law school, I found it important to share with my fellow ghetto youths. So every lecture that we concluded, myself and Nubian Lee would hang out in the same ghetto and share the same with the ghetto youths of that day, but in a local language and in a more simplified version. When we started the People Power movement that culminated into the National Unity Platform, that very place was turned into our first headquarters. Of course, it was a pain for so many ghetto youth. Their claim was Father, that's what they used to call me back in the ghetto. You've given away our place to the intellectuals. My answer to them was, I'm only bringing knowledge closer to you. I'm very glad to see that those words continue to come to action as we move forward. Among them were many of our comrades that I'm seeing today transforming just like myself have been transforming. We give glory back to the Almighty God for that. Friends, things are possible and things are achievable only if you don't stop dreaming. So it fills my heart with pleasure, with gratitude, with satisfaction, and with pride to see that this is where we are today. We're certainly not where we want to be, but we are not where we used to be. But what is most important is that we are the same people, and I hope we shall continue to be the same people, only transforming from good to better. We thank God that we are here. I salute all of you that embraced the call to better yourselves. And I'll tell you, comrades, that Malcolm X was not wrong to say that education is the passport to the future. No, he wasn't. I want to assure you that Steve Biko was not wrong when he said the most important weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. No, he was not wrong. And yes, Che Guevara was not wrong to say the first duty of a revolutionary is to get educated. Here we are. You have taken the first step. You've accomplished the first duty, although education never ends. Please take the next one to put that you've learned into action, and we shall be the leaders worth our salt. I congratulate you. Go fly, go make us proud, go make Uganda proud. Go represent us, because everybody looking at you will be seeing all of us here. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Bannange kya kitiibwa nnyo bassebo ne bannyabo, abazadde baffe abali wano leero, abagole baffe, bakulembeze bannange mwenna, n'okusingira ddala omugenyi waffe ow'enjawulo Dr. Spire Ssentongo. Tukwaniriza nnyo ssebo omulundi gwaffe ogusoose okukyaza, era twesunze okwongera okukyaza nate enfunda eziwerako mu biseera eby'omu maaso. Bannange leero saatesetese kwogera bingi nga mbadde neererejja ennaku eziyise. Olwaleero nange okufaanana n'abalala bali wano, nange nazze kuyiga mu bigambo eby'amakulu ebiva mu mugenyi waffe omukulu Dr. Spire. Bwe tubadde tuyigirako from a distance, mwenna abajjukira munajjukira ti Professor Spire abadde wanjawulo nnyo. Waliwo omukulembeze gye buvuddeko yagamba nti mu biseera biri ebyayita abayivu omulimu gwabwe balina okusalawo kwa mirundi ebiri, either okukola omulimu gwabwe n'akera ku makya n'asiba ettayi n'agenda ku yunivasite n'asomesa n'awandiika ebitabo n'asirikira awo, oba okudduka mu ggwanga babaawa okwogera mazima. Twagala okusiima ssebo Dr. Spire nti tobadde nga ba intellectual ab'omulembe guno abamanyi amazima ate nga bagezi, naye ng'amagezi gaabwe bagakozesa kukuumira mu kifo obutali bwenkanya. Ssebo okoze omulimu gw'amaanyi gwe watandika zi exhibitions omwali n'eya parliamenti, n'olabisa abantu bangi omuli ne bakyali baffe, naye oba oli awo ekyo omuntu yenna yenna ayagala ensi ye kyalina okukola okulaga amazima. Ssebo tukwebaza, webale nnyo webalire ddala. Olunaku lwaleero lwa nkizo baganda bange, ate eri nze lundeetera ebirowoozo bingi kuba bwe ntunuulira abayizi baffe olunaku lwaleero abagenda okutikkirwa n'okufuna certificates, obwongo bwange budduka ne buddayo emyaka mingi nnyo emabega. Ekifo ekyo kyennyini abali essomero lyaffe ery'obukulembeze twakiyitanga barracks nga tukyali ba fire base crew. Ekifo ekyo lyali kkuŋŋaaniro ly'abaana ba ghetto bonna gye bavudde mu kupambana kwabwe, abatembeeyi nga bakooye nga bapoyeraawo, abavudde okwoza emmotoka nga bapoyeraawo, n'abava okunyakula obusimu nga nabo bapoyeraawo. So eyo yali nga ntabiro y'abaana ba ghetto, era ebiseera ebyo nga yali ghetto president nafunanga omukisa okunyumyangamu nabo ekyenjawulo nti nze nalina omukisa nga ndi mwana wa geto naye nga nasomako weewaawo nali saagenda wala era nga wetusinkanira ne twogera ku mbeera ze tuyitamu. Mu mwaka gwa 2016 nasalawo okuddayo ku ssomero okusoma amateeka era twalina omusomesa waffe yatusomesa nga amateeka yali tanakutuka kiwalaata, sigamba nti yakikutuka. Omusajja oyo yali muwanvuwanvu abamu temumanyi baali bamuyita Lubongoya, naye nga buli lecture gye tumala mu law class bweva ku university ate eyo lecture nzija nengimenyeramenyeramu bakyali bange mu ghetto. Ebiseera ebyo kyatukolanga bulungi kubanga ffe twali tulina ensisinkana ey'enjawulo ey'ebangula nga buli omu kyamanyi akiyigiriza omulala, kuba mu ghetto twalina enkola eya each one teach one, ng'era kyomanyi okiyigiriza banno mu lulimi lwabwe. Kyakitiibwa nnyo titugenze tweyubula okutuuka ku kiseera kino, naye nga tetunaba kweyubula wajjawo obwetaavu era ne tuyitibwa. Tulina okukkiriza nti guno omulimu Katonda yatuyita tugukole, era omulimu ogwo twasalawo okugukola. Twatandika ekisinde kye bayita People Power Movement ekyayiyubula ne kifuuka National Unity Platform, era nga mu kifo ekyo bwe twateeka ekitebe kyaffe ekyasooka, abaana abageta basooka kukomplaininga kwemulugunya nti fada ate ekifo kyaffe tubadde tupoera naffe obadde tuyigirizaamu olu actually ate kati okiwadde bano ba actually bennyini. Mu kubaddamu nabagamba ngezaako okusembeza kumanya gye muli, kyali tekirabibwa kiseera ekyo, nebaza Katonda nti kitandise okulabibwa. Bwe twafuna omukisa ne tufuna ekitebe ekineneko wano wenyini we tuli, olw'ekisa kya Katonda twafuna era ekirowoozo ekifuulira ddala awo essomero. Mu bantu abaabeeranga awo mu biseera bya ghetto ndi musanyufu okulaba nti ate mu kweyubula kwaffe tetwebudde nga Lopu bw'agambye Comrade Ssenyonyi bakulembeze bankutiko bokka, ne mu abo mwe mwali nga ndabyeko Dogo City One, oyo yali omu ku bo. Ndabyeko Pafuje wali wano, Pafuje yali omu ku bo. Era mu abo abaana abaalinga awo nga bayaye baawo mwe twafuna n'omu ku bakulembeze gwe bayita Twaha Amin, oyo ng'akiikirira Naggulu. Naye njagala okwebaza mwenna baganda baffe abaawulira omulango ogwo ogw'okukkiriza okuyiga era ne mwenyigira mu kusoma okwo. Guno gwe mulundi ogwokubiri nga tupasinga out oba nga tutikkira abayizi okuva mu ssomero eryo. Mbeebaza nnyo, mbeebaza okumanya ensonga enkulu. Kino tekikoma ku muntu omu, naye kikulu nnyo bwe kyomanyi n'okiyigiriza omulala, naye nakiyigiriza omulala, naye nakiyigiriza omulala. Y'engeri gye tusobodde okubeerawo, bye tumanyi tubimanyi kubanga abaatusookawo baatuwa omukisa ne tubiyiga. Kyova olaba mbagamba nti yali mutuufu nnyo omugezi Malcolm X bwe yagamba nti okuyiga ye passport egenda okutwambuza okutuusa mu biseera by'omu maaso ebyokweyagala. Yali mutuufu nnyo Steve Biko bwe yagamba ekyokulwanyisa ekyasinze okuba eky'amaanyi nga kiri mu mikono gy'oyo anyigiriza, bwe bwongo oba endowooza y'oyo anyigirizibwa. Era yali mutuufu kyeguvera nga tugamba nti omulimu gw'oyo omulwanirizi w'eddembe ogusookera ddala kwe kuyigirizibwa oba okubangulwa. Kyakitiibwa nnyo nti ne mu kaseera kano tulina ate ababanguddwa mu nnono yaffe, mu ntegera yaffe, mu birubirwa byaffe, n'endowooza yaffe n'entegera yaffe ng'aba National Unity Platform. Nina okumanya wa gye tuva ng'eggwanga, musobola okumanya n'okusalawo wa gye tugenda oba gye tulina okugenda. Tosobola kumanya wa gy'olaga nga tomanyi gy'ova. Nedda, omugezi omu yagamba the farther back you look is the farther in front you see. Tewetaaga kulengera nnyo mu maaso okumanya gy'olaga. Nedda, tunula weetegereze wa gye tuvudde. Kijja kuwa ekifaananyi okulaba wa gye tulaga oba n'okuwa endowooza oba ebirowoozo enteekateeka wa gye tulina okulaga. ekyo nno kye tuliko olunaku lwa leero basewo ne bannyabo. Njagala obbayozaayoza mwenna abeewaddeyo abatindiza eŋŋendo nga muganda waffe okuva e Kasese n'ojja n'obeera part of us n'ojja n'oyiga. Njagala okusalutinga abaganda baffe ndabye Jona wano omu ku bakulembeze ababannamawulire baffe okuba nti mu schedule eri bize osobodde okwewaayo n'osoma. Nayitayoko ku ssomero nasanyuka nnyo n'okusangayo abantu abatalina kye beetaaga nga ba star already nga muganda waffe Dax Cartel music star already naye newaayo ayige. Ogwo nno gwe mwoyo n'omutima gwe twetaaga ffenna ng'eggwanga. Mbayozaayoza nnyo basebo ne bannyabo, mugende mutuweese ekitiibwa, mugende mulage ekifaananyi kyaffe yemmwe be tuyina. Bulijjo otambula njagala omanye nti otambula naffe ffenna n'emikisa gyaffe gyonna n'obwesigwa bwaffe bwonna. Mutuweese ekitiibwa. Abantu abanaabalaba bajja kusinziira ku mmwe okutupima. Mukole kyonna kyonna kye musobola okutuwa ekifaananyi ekirungi. Bye muyize temubikomya ku mmwe mwekka. Batuyigiriza abatuli owamwoyo nti tosobola kukuma tabaaza ate n'ogibikako ekibbo. Bw'okuma etabaaza olina ogireka ekitangala nekyakira buli omu. Ate omusubbaawa tegulina kye gufiirwa nga gukozeseddwa okukoleeza ku musubbaawa omulala. Muli misubbaawa basebo ne bannyabo, mugende mukulaanye emisubbaawa emirala. Ensi eyake, ffenna twake, tufune ekitangaala. Omugigi gwaffe gusobole okuyamba omugigi gwaffe gwennyini n'emigigi gyonna gyonna eginaddako. Mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala kwewaayo, mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala ate mufuuke bakulembeze. Not even the sky is the limit. Mukama abampere nnyo omukisa, mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala. N'obugambo obwo ssebo Dr. Spire saba okkirize nkuyite ojje oyogereko gye tuli.
Mukyayimiridde. Ansuubire ku geeti waliwo obukuumi obumala. Bammwe mwamanyira okuddukadduka abamu kuffe emisinde gyaffe tetugyesiga. Olwekyo abali ku geeti kansuubire baategese bulungi. Banze n'ekigere kinnuma ebajjira wano ntuula butuuzi. Honorable Chagulanyi, the President of NUP, the Leader of Opposition, the Secretary General, all the Deputy Presidents, other party leaders, our graduates, other leaders present, the parents to the graduates, friends, everyone. I'm really honored to be before you today as the guest speaker. I congratulate the graduates. I was informed that this is the second certificate awarding ceremony, and that last year the keynote speaker was Geno Muntu. So this year they looked around for another Geno, and they felt that I would be the right person to give the keynote speech. Not really to say that the Geno title is a big one, especially today. But nevertheless, I'm really honored. I want to first thank you before I go into the main the gist of my invitation. I thank you, many of you, for standing with us when I lost my brother a few days ago. Yeah, many of you are there with us. You've sent us messages. I've not read many of the messages because they were overwhelming. You sent messages, condolences, some of you called. Yeah, we really don't take that for granted. Yeah, I thank you so much for that. And in that line, to request you that we stand up for a moment of silence in honor of my fallen brother, Dr. John Bosco Chibundu Spire. May his soul rest in peace. When I'll not have to translate, I want to assume that many of us will understand me, but also for the sake of including those who may not understand Luganda. Otherwise, if I translate, we might spend the whole day here. So here and there, I'll use a bit of Luganda, but I may not translate everything. When Mr. David Rubongoya reached out to me, I first turned down the invitation. Of course, following the recent loss of my dear brother, I have not yet recovered from the shock and pain. I've been quiet for a while since my mind is not yet in the right place. I'm still going through a long night. But I quickly remembered that when my brother died, Mr. Rubongoya is one of the so many people that reached out to me with condolences and a message from the President, Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi. Abaganda bagamba nti munno mukabi. As a friend in difficult times, he's a true friend. But also on top of that, although I have not been very close to Noop, and this is my first time here, on a number of occasions, the leaders have reached out to me, sometimes encouraging me, please visit us, could we have a talk? A few years ago, I held a comedy show, and I was surprised to see the entire crew of Honorable Kyagulanyi. Yes, even Nubian Lee was there with his small voice. I saw him in the audience. Yes, and Eddie Mutwe, the Secretary General as well. I was really surprised because I never invited any politician, especially I wouldn't invite them because I wanted the show to go on. So I don't know whether their intention was to sabotage the show by their presence. Yeah, but it means a lot if one can just randomly show up, and they showed up in such a number. I'm impressed by people who are humble. I'm impressed by people who do not try to show that they are high up there, but who can calm down, regardless of the positions they might hold or their qualifications. And I've seen this on a number of occasions, your leaders going to places where you wouldn't expect them to be. So that being with me, that being with us in grieving, but also on other occasions where it was really surprising for them to be there. I don't take it for granted. I remember even the time I was quarantined, again, Honorable Kyagulanyi called me, and he's one of those that tried to encourage me to go through that difficult time. So therefore, despite my current circumstances, I changed my mind and accepted to be here today. A friend I told about coming here asked me, are you sure you want to go there? Are you sure you want to be kidnapped while still grieving? I told him that the kidnappers are human, they can't do that. Yes, and sometimes they are too stupid, they would take that for a compliment. The second reason why I accepted is because I believe that my relevance as an academic is primarily in being able to share the knowledge I have been privileged to acquire with my people that might need it. My titles mean little or nothing if I'm irrelevant to my community. We who want to consider ourselves to be highly educated have on so many occasions dismissed those who are trying to change what is not going right in this country. We have said that they lack knowledge. We said they are not well groomed. We have said they are unwashed. We have said they are still raw. In one of the speeches, I think the representatives of the group, yes, she said you went to the training when you were, did you mean raw or low? Oh, when you were raw. And now the president whispered to me that now you're low, L-A-W. Yes, so they said that some of you were raw and dismissed you on that account. Yet whenever we are invited to rise to the occasion, we shy away with excuses. I have chosen to respect whoever tries to do what needs to be done, even if they may not be perfect, even if they may be imperfect. After all, we are all imperfect. Era Abaganda tugamba nti akanyuga lyali nalyo. N'olwekyo mbasaamu ekitiibwa olw'okukanyuga lye muli nalyo wadde abamu bagamba nti ttono oba wadde abamu bagamba nti mukutte ekifunfugu. I will certainly critique them, but in the spirit of improving, not destroying. That is the second reason why I accepted to come. I'm not here because you're perfect. No one is. I'm not here because I agree with everything you do. I'm not here because I think you have the best credentials. I'm here because, unlike many of us, you chose not to fold your hands. You chose to do what you can do in your capacity, which is better than doing nothing. I'm here because despite of all the risks you face, despite of the pictures on those walls of your comrades who have died in the struggle, despite of your colleagues being locked away in this beautiful country's jails without any fair trial, despite frequent threats of crushing you for no good reason, despite the everyday risk of being rounded up and driven away for torture, despite temptations of big monies being thrown at you, you people still stand by what you believe. I respect that. Yes, it is indeed surprising that with all that has happened at this place, you can still come here and find people seated here. You would only expect a fool to sit in such a place. Because for some, even just passing there, they have to run. Because this is a dangerous place. It's like what we used to hear about Bermuda Triangle. So for you to choose to still stay in a place that is that risky to be, especially where the risk is not for having broken any law, but for standing by a certain cause. I really respect that. Whether I agree with it or not, I still respect it. And especially because we don't have many people today who are willing to take such a stance. The third reason I'm here is because of your constant efforts at making yourselves better. You have challenged many of us at individual level, we who consider ourselves to be more worthy. You have challenged all the political parties and seasoned politicians. Of course, it's not to say or to despise them. They are doing some of them are doing wonderful things. But I think it's a challenge for the few years you've been around to do what you've been able to do. We may publicly bash you, but we privately ask ourselves, aba bavubuka bakikola batya? You have responded to dismissal by proving your capacity to grow and transform, as the president said. We said you're not educated, which was not entirely true, because many of you are really educated and even highly educated. But when we say that you're not educated, many of you went back to school. We said you were Bayai hooligans. Although I think many of you might have believed, like I do, that there is nothing wrong with carrying dreadlocks. You painfully cut them off to fit into the public's idea of a decent person. After all, and this reminds me of a song by Morgan Heritage. Ready to be Rasta. You don't have to dread to be Rasta. Yes, it's not a dreadlocks thing, it's a divine conception of the heart. Nubian, I expected to hear your small voice behind. I don't know why, for the many years I've been hearing your collabos with now Bobi Wine, I don't know why you choose to always sing the small voice and he sings the big one. Yes, but the point I'm trying to make is that even when they said you're Bayai, some of you had to cut off your dreadlocks, although you knew that it's not really about the dreadlocks, it's not about appearance, it's what one has at heart, what one has in their mind. You chose to cut them off to fit into the public narrative for the sake of what you believed needed to be done. You set up a leadership school whose fruits we are celebrating today, something that was unprecedented. We wondered what the curriculum was, and it has been asked many times. I heard you mention some of the things you studied, but many people have been asking, what is that school teaching and who are the lecturers? I've been able to see some of them here today. Yes, but that's no mean achievement, and beyond it being an achievement, it also shows the zeal to learn, and understanding that we are not going to keep ourselves in a particular position. We need to inform ourselves in order to do what we have to do. Someone said that, I forget the name, that if he was given a task of cutting down a tree, and he was given 4 hours, he would spend the first 3 hours sharpening the axe, and maybe 1 hour to cut the tree. You have been sharpening your axe because there was a provision that was set according to the vision, which I really commend. Earlier this year, you invited me to speak to your trainees. It was my first time to visit your facilities. One thing that struck me was how the trainees listened very attentively and with very high discipline for over 3 hours. For over 3 hours, I overstayed my welcome. I was invited to speak for 1 hour, I ended up speaking for 3. But they stayed there listening attentively. And the discipline with which they took instruction from the director, Miss Doreen Kaija, it was really amazing. At the time I visited the school, it had just been violently raided by security and most equipment had been confiscated. I asked if there was a projector that I could use for my presentation. And Doreen responded, "We don't have, everything was taken." But when I entered the room, I found it packed with people waiting for me. I asked them, "You people, how are you able to still gather in this place, yet you know you can be rounded up anytime?" They simply laughed. I found that commitment and the desire to learn quite impressive. The fourth reason why I'm here, now when I'm giving the reasons, it sounds like I'm singing UB40's song. Which song is that? Even Doctor is also into the thing. Yes, reasons why I love you 1, reasons why I love you 2, Now I'm on the fourth reason. This is a selfish one. I'm here to distract myself from the pain of losing my brother and to use this occasion to make reflections on life, purpose, and resilience, which could speak to your life experiences and aspirations. When John died, almost everything I have been doing lost meaning. Kati abakamera balinze nkaabe sigenda kaaba. Mwagala mukwata akafaananyi mukajeyo nga wayise emyaka ng'akapasita Bugingo mukatambuze. Sigenda kaaba wadde enkovu zinnuma. So when John died, almost everything I've been doing lost meaning. I keep asking myself, what for? What is life all about? What is the actual difference between being alive and being dead? Why do we struggle so hard in life only to vanish like wildflowers? Why do people who try to do good suffer? Why do those who bring pain to others often live long? What is the worth of our effort on earth? Why should we continue doing anything or even continue to live? So many questions, very few clear answers. I will only expand on one here. The question of why we are